Hey girls, it's Saturday.
Seems like today I'm looking back. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll see further than my little head allows me to.
This week, my youngest daughter started preschool, going to Head Start now. She loves it. It's been a really great experience, and I volunteered in her class this week for a day, and that was lots of fun. I've been painting signs like a maniac for my office space. We decided not to have anybody else make them for us, but we went out and bought the materials, so now I am in the process of completing the second sign for the billboard out front. I've got a tattoo scheduled for this evening, and it's actually Friday right now. Sorry ladies, because tomorrow I'm going to be away from my computer for most of the day, and I'm going to be performing at Oktoberfest in Priest River. I was invited to play there, and I haven't had a music gig booked for quite a while, so I jumped on the opportunity. So that's where I'll be tomorrow. Come see me there from 11 to 12:30 if you'd like. I guess there's going to be lots of festivities and stuff for kids to do as well. As for questions this week, Alicia's question, what I looked for in a significant other, when, how, and where did we meet? I met John in 2006 in the spring months while I was waitressing at the Blue Heron Cafe. And that's not when we got together, but that's when I met him, and he caught my eye, and he was always on my mind from then on. We hooked up and started dating in 2007, and we actually started talking more at the Blue Heron Cafe again, but I wasn't waitressing there. I was getting free meals from my best friend Cinnamon, who was still working there right after I had just gotten separated from my ex-husband. And I was just so excited he was in there every day that I was. His dad was visiting, so they were eating out a lot, and I was poor, so Cinnamon was feeding me, and we struck up a conversation, and he gave me his phone number, and from there, gosh, we fell in love so fast. I was looking for somebody that was a romantic. I didn't want the spice to just die out after a year like my last relationship, so I needed somebody that was a big romantic and somebody that was not a Scorpio. I decided that I was not going to date another Scorpio. I just wasn't. I needed somebody that was completely insatiable, just as insatiable as I am. Somebody that was very honest with not only the people around him, but honest with himself as well. I was definitely looking for somebody in the same life phase as me, and John fit that bill too. He has a son that's just a couple years older than my oldest daughter, so those are kind of the things that I was looking for. And I think that covers all of those questions. A celebrity crush, my celebrity crush, would now be Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp. I like the dark men that are kind of crazy and quirky. So. And I know that I said that I would have Zooey Deschanel play me in a movie, and it's kind of weird that I also have a crush on her, but I'd also want her to play me in a movie, so that's kind of weird. It's kind of like crushing on yourself, but not really. She's totally her own person, and I love her. I love how quirky she is, and how she's not ever in, the media for anything. But I love her in all of her movies, and I love her voice. She sings for a band called She and Him, which is not really my style music, but I love it because I love her. So, Johnny Depp and Zooey Deschanel. Those are my celebrity crushes. Janelle, I found your question extremely difficult to answer. $5,000 in one store, without completely copying your answer, I would have to say it would be something like the Pottery Barn, so I could go buy new things for my house, furniture, bedspreads, all tables. I haven't been able to buy furniture. I've been collecting things, hand-me-downs, thrift store. I'm a big thrift store shopper, so it would be great if I could go to the Pottery Barn and make my house look beautiful. As much as I really need a new wardrobe right now, I have no idea what clothing store I'd be able to spend $5,000 in. So, Pottery Barn it is. So I think that covers all of the questions this week. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I tried to write them all down, but I may have missed one. For a topic this week, I thought I'd share with you where I've lived, other than Sandpoint, Idaho. I was born in Fort Bragg, California, on the northern coast. We lived right in a little, harbor area. It was actually like a traveling trailer park type place. And there was a marina there, and there were lots of boats that would go down the river channel to the ocean, and they would catch fish. So that's what I grew up around. My parents got a divorce, and I think it was my dad that moved us up to Idaho for the first time, and we stayed in Post Falls, was the first town that I lived in Idaho. And we kind of bounced around a lot after I got to Idaho, when I was in second grade, halfway through second grade. And we bounced around from Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene with my dad, and with my mom it was who moved up from California shortly after we did, so we could all be together. And my mom lived in places like Hauser Lake and Rathdrum, and then my mom moved me up to the Clark Fork area, and I went to 5th grade at the Hope Elementary School. And then from there, she moved out. It's still considered Sandpoint, but up Colburn Road, and she's been there ever since. It was 10 acres, but now 5, and they have horses, and that's where I spent most of my childhood until I moved out at 14. And then I just bounced around Sandpoint with my now ex-husband Kenneth and his family. So I think that covers everywhere that I have been, just briefly. Just California and Idaho. As far as a question this week, I don't have one, so next week, ladies, I'll come up with a good one. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Alicia, we'll see you tomorrow.